Okay, so we're going to this work. So turning down my volume, echoes so bad. Okay, so I am here doing the silhouette drawing project work. Project silhouette project. So the one that I'm going to practice drawing is the one with the scissors, a computer mouse, a ball, and like a bottle of perfume in a book. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be drawing very lightly for I can break off inside of it. Now I'm going to show you a practice. This is what you would do on your final. I'm just going to show you this. All right. So what you need to do is recreate this image with a silhouette personal choice option number 3. And you need to recreate it just with the outline. I can't just draw something. I have to like draw it in and then I'll situate everything and then I'll put a horizontal outline around it and then shade it in the back. So when I look at this, I'm looking at it from the Promethean board, so it's really, really big. But you're going to take that outline, that's the image, and that's going to represent this size of the paper. So you want to try to put those images to the best of your ability um, within the sheet where it is on that image. So one thing I can see right here is I can see yes, it is a computer mouse. And if we look at the image, it's like I'm trying to think of the edge from here and where it is located, area of negative. So I would say it's now I'm not worried about details of what it looks like. I'm just trying to capture the size of the computer mouse. And I will put a very rough estimation of where it is. And if I need to, I will definitely come and adjust. So I would say the mouse is about right there. Then toward here, toward the book, is the book back here. And this cologne is like straight up and it goes pretty high up. And if you look at the top right there, that top is a cylinder. So I'm going to put that cylinder top there. That book is behind this mouse. And again, you're drawing with your eyes, not with your memory or what you think you know. Here is that book. And I'm going to bring this area of the book is going to go up high. It's up pretty high. So, and it's about on an angle. Again, it's going to go pretty high. And bring it down. I'm just roughly, very lightly sketching in where these are located. Now, if you look at the end of the book, it does go off a little thinner. So I would say that it is about like right. Let's see if it's bringing it up. Let's see, we're going to mimic this. It's going to go straight out. Yeah, about, let's see, because this, yeah, that might help me draw that better, that line better to draw. Oh, there we go. A lot better because now my brain can process it. There we go. And that's where that is roughly, because then you have this here. It looks like it's about right there. All right. And then this bottle, bring this down, bring this shoulder out of this. I think this actually needs to be brought down a little bit to about right here. Yeah, which I, and I'm just gonna now if you feel comfortable like drawing things in, just don't put too much detail because we are not worried about the detail. We are trying to capture the size of this bottle with your eyes. Yeah, and then because it doesn't have too much of it left. So I would say like that bottle is right there. Then we're going to tackle the scissors. I might bring this book just a little bit. Somewhere right there. All right. So now these scissors, that handle is going to come pretty far down. So if I want to, let's see, I'm going to bring that round area right here. Now I'm not going to worry about anything but look at the positive space of this drawing. Yeah, right here. Now I know mine is going to be very rough compared to yours, and I am very, very sorry, but I only have a limited time here because we got a jury duty so bad. And then they wanted to tell that's when they surprised us with how long they're going to keep us. All right, and then brings out that part, and then the scissors kind of go up and over. Yeah, I like that. And they're going to go up and over. I'm just trying to capture the size of these scissors. And then this part of this handle is very close to that sphere. I'm going to bring it down over. Yeah, looks about something like that. Let's see. Um, let's see. You gotta make sure that you include any negative space that is left. I'm only really concentrating on the negative and the positive space. I think this looks like. Yeah, I would advise you to take your time to make sure that you get this all in right proportions. And it looks like this scissor blade, which I'm going to have to bring this book over. Remember, keep your hand comfortable. Comfortable hands. Draw pretty pictures. Okay, yeah, about right there. And I think this part of this book, well, it doesn't really matter because I want to make sure that I see this edge. Yeah, I think we just need to bring it out. All right. So this is about like roughly where everything is in this picture. So now I'm going to start on the outline of it. See, again, it takes majority of the page, and that's how it's supposed to be. So when you go and to do this silhouette, we're going to erase a lot of this stuff. Because I only did this to make sure that I put this in proportion. So what I mean by that is I want to make sure I just get that outline. I'm not worried about shadows, highlights, any of that. I'm not worried about interior details. I am not worried about, actually, I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Let's see. Wait. Okay, just maybe. Here we go. Bring in this. And then I'm going to. I think I'm making this longer than what it is. I'm just going to go with this. There we go. I'm kind of around this a little bit because that looks so severe in the picture. This part right here. All right. I'm gonna actually put part of this top of this bottle up. There we go. And it brings it out just a little bit. And there's that shoulder, or whatever you want to call it. It actually brings it down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to be doing the outline. Now this side is a little short, so it's not as long as it is on this side. And then I'm going to bring this down. Now watch before you bring in that heavy pencil point because it's not supposed to be in there. All right. And I'm going to outline this. Outline bows out a little bit. So that's what mine's going to do. It's going to dead into the scissors. There's a little bit of negative right there. And then there we go. Then your scissors. Okay. Again, going to trace that outline and outline only. Let's see, and then this part right here. And then this. Now you can refine if you need to. Okay. And then the last is the sphere. I want to bring it close to that book, but I don't want it touching that book. And there we go. There we have it. So when you're done drawing this, you can come up here and get a big eraser, and you want to erase, even if it erases your dark line, it's fine. That's why I have you drawing that dark line. But you want to make sure that you get all of this drawing detail out of your silhouette. Where you just have a nice, clean, clean inside drawing. It has no interior details whatsoever. Because again, you're just giving me the silhouette. Okay, so as you can tell, since my heavy lines came off, but that's okay. I can easily replace them. I don't think this is really. And one thing good about drawing, coloring in the background, if you need to um, color out some like areas that you kind of maybe aren't did the best right there, but we can color it in and make it fit if we need to. Anyway, you could go back and enforce your that you use with pencil point. All right, and that's what you're going to do because you're going to color in the negative and positive blank. So here is that outline. And what I mean by coloring in, this is more rounded again. Okay. Um, this needs to bring up. But this is why we practice first. Yeah, because I think this is more where that needs to be right there. Yeah. So my final, I would make sure I make note of that adjustment and do that. Okay, so this is what a silhouette drawing looks like because again, it has none of those interior details. Now, I'm okay if you can only get a Crayola marker and in color to color the background on your final, but we're going to pretend for a second this is my final. And what I want you to do then is you're going to color in with a marker all that negative space. I'm going to go run and grab a marker. Now remember, we do not color in the background on our practice. This we're only going to do this on our final. So we're going to pretend this is my final, and I'm going to color it. So I would tell you if you're going to use a lighter color, make sure you erase whatever you need to erase in the background. But you could just take your marker and you're just going to color in that background all the way in. So, like wherever you see negative space, you're going to color it. Wherever you see positive space, you're going to leave it blank. You should know the difference between negative and positive. If you don't, please ask somebody or email either Miss Quarter or Mr. Or you can see if you could just knock on her door and ask her a question. Miss Quarter is off third block. Miss Doris is off during first block. So anyway, you're going to color. I would color all this red. I would color all this red. All this red. Like all of this would be red all over. Because that's the color of my background. So, but take the time to be really neat, really close to that silhouette line, and color it. You will color your final. So that is how you do a silhouette drawing and how you're going to do your silhouette. You need to practice first. Practice first. Then practice. You're okay with it. It needs to fit. Then you need to do your final. Then final. And then the final will be on this 9 by 12 paper that's on my desk. Remember, you only get one, so make the best out of it. If you miss it on one side, try again on the other side. And on this final is where you would add the color, or you could color it in with black. You could color it in with your pencil. That is fine too. Like you could take your pencil and you can color it in with your pencil if you so choose. But you need to color in, leave the negative blank. All right, I hope this helps you understand how to do a little bit better. Just remember you're trying to fit this area. You're going to watch for areas like this where your final, you do not fit this. So make sure that you are just giving me the outline, excuse me, the outline around your artwork, and you are coloring in the background. So I hope this helps. I will leave this on the board, part two. This will also help with your drawings too. That is what, that is what. Okay, guys, I'll have a, so tomorrow, that would be Wednesday. If you do not have your silhouette drawing done, and you are done with all your other latent work, missing work, and stuff like that, then you need to do this drawing. When you are finished with your final, and your final has just the silhouette and the color in the background, you need to grade yourself and you need to answer the reflection question for the reflection. What is it? DE number 5, I think, or something like that. It's the reflection question for silhouettes, and that's after you do your worksheets, practice, and then your final drawing. Make sure that you put this inside of your cubby where it's nice and safe because you will be turning this in with that whole packet of your drawing exercises. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. See y'all later.